Is there anything else you want to say about
There
the
was
top
one thing I
10s?
remember that I actually used to like writing top tens because they were just basically jokes, various kinds. And there was one time a topic came up in a meeting, and nobody liked it except me and I think Rob Burnett, and it was how the world would be different if everyone were named Phil. Right? And no, there was no interest. It just, and so this never happened before or since. We went home independently, without phone calls, email, whatever. Each made up a bunch of how the world would be different, and it was all stuff like the name is Bond, Phil Bond, you know, or well, we don't want to have every Phil, and Phil here, that kind of stuff. And we had enough good ones that we actually did the list. That was the only time that ever happened. I tried not to do anything outside on the weekend or outside of the actual office.
I believe Rob Burnett actually dreamed a top 10 topic that did make it onto the show. It was pet peeves of McDonald's managers. Does that ring a bell?
No, but the one that you had in your notes was I liked was the Keebler elves.
Oh, yeah, back in the days when we were doing just sillier, weirder ones and less reliance on what the news story of the day was. Keebler elf euphemisms for death was a fabulous one.
Very nice.
That's a great one.
Very
And
nice.
I love that.
I can't remember most of them, but I do remember on the cooling rack. And see
Great.
that I would watch
Well, the
a show
original-
like that all day if
The
that
original
was
ones were
still
very
on.
silly. The first,
Yeah, ones that
We didn't
words
get
that almost
topical for-
rhyme with peas.
that was the very first one.
very
The words
first
that almost
one,
rhyme with P.
Nurse. That was a stretch.
Yeah, that doesn't really come
No,
close.
almost is a very flexible word, I suppose.
And we've seen some meat tonight from the people in Iowa. They want to see, the deal is they're sending us meat until we move the home office from Lebanon, Pennsylvania to Iowa there. Yeah. And now people are just muttering to themselves in the audience. Let's see, tonight's top 10 category, top 10 ways the world would be different if everyone was named Phil. You understand how this works, Paul?
If everyone in the world was named Phil.
That's right. These
The
now
world
would be
would be
the
a
top
different-
10 differences. The way
I
the
see.
world would be different from what it is now.
Gotcha.
Number 10, almost impossible to get personal license plate Phil. Number 9, Ben & Jerry's ice cream now called Phil and Phil's. Number 8, expectant parents would be heard saying Phil if it's a boy, Phil if it's a girl. When caller to Donahue show said Phil, everyone in the audience would reply, yes. The 007 fans look forward to classic line, Bond to Phil Bond. Well, I screwed that up. They take me in. Oh, screw you. Number 5, instead of screaming, watch where you're going, you stupid bastards, New Yorkers would scream, watch where you're going, Phil, you stupid bastard. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sorry I said screw you now. Number 4, some woman named Phil would keep breaking into my house. Yep. Now I just feel terrible about having said screw you earlier. Number 3, teenage pranksters would call airport and have them page Phil Hertz. Number 2, wouldn't have to look in TV Guide to see who's on the Tonight Show. And the number 1 way the world would be different if everyone was named Phil. Most popular Beatle, Phil. Hey! Well, it's about time.
There was the drum solo you were requesting.
I know. 3 weeks ago I asked for that.
Also, well, we finally got around to it because of the Phil,
Yeah,
one
Phil.
big drum fill, I thought.
Oh, yeah. Well, it worked very nice.
Great approach.
I personally would like to hear more of that.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe later on tonight.
Okay, good. We'll look forward to that. What? Huh? Oh, Dwight the Troubled Teen. All right, let's see what Dwight looks like over there among the flowers. Dwight, where is Dwight? We're sending a friend over, Meg.
Dwight the Troubled.
Yeah, he's 14 years old. There he is.
Hi.
All right, that's about all you get there, Meg. I'm sorry.
Dwight?
Offer him some flowers and see if he goes away. All right, Meg, we
okay.
got work to do. Listen, nice chatting with you, and I'm sorry about your birthday. We'll send you a real gift on your actual birthday.
Oh, well, I'm not complaining.
Okay, all right. Listen, before you leave, wave goodbye, so we'll come back to you. You're not leaving now, right?
No.
Okay, hang on.
Okay.
Hey, Phil Donahue's here.
Oh, okay. That's
You like
good.
Phil, don't you?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. Dwight the troubled teen. He's about to wreak havoc in the office there. What are we doing now? Top 10. Here it is, the category tonight from the Home Office in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Top 10 pet peeves of guys who manage big and tall men's stores. Top 10 peeves of guys who manage big and tall men's stores. Here we go, number 10. Fat guys who get their inseam measured a couple of times and then don't buy anything. Number 9, when a size 54 doesn't close the dressing room curtain all the way. Number 8, when Roger Ebert tries to return old bathing suits. Number 7, annoying thwack sound when customer walks into ceiling fan. Number 6, never get to meet Jake, only get to meet the fat man. Number 5, when it's big and tall men's store manager's day at the ballpark and you have to work. Oh, yeah. Number 4, when a big tall guy gets wedged in your door frame and you have to call the fire department. Number 3, Willard. Number 2, while fitting a fat guy in your lunch hour, he asks if you're going to finish that sandwich. And the number 1 pet peeves of fat guys who manage big and tall men's stores, 2 words, broken chairs. There. Oh, hi. All right. If you're just joining us, I'm getting ready to call Madonna. This is a great idea for a new show. Paul, all you have to do is dialing music. That's all you have to do. Thank you. Okay, this should be Madonna. Hey, it's me. It's me again. What, did you hear that? Did you hear Sylvester?
Uh-huh.
What do you think? Is he still weaseling us or what?
Yeah, definitely.
Really? Well, easy for you to say. You're hiding out there by the little table.
David?
Yeah.
It's Richard Simmons.
Oh, no! Oh, God! Oh, get out of the house, quick! Run for your life! Oh, my God! Jeez. Don't let him come in here! Don't let him... Don't! Get quick! Get in here quick! Oh, man alive. Where's the cameraman? Oh, you can see the weight dropping off of the cameraman. Oh, man, my heart is racing like a little bunny. I call the page. David, it's Richard! David! Oh, my God. Yow, took some years off my life. David, Richard! Oh, what do we do now? Let's do this top 10 list and get on with the... From the Home Office in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. It's a good category tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a scrapbook at home, here's one for the scrapbook. Top 10 Keebler elf euphemisms for death. Top 10 Keebler elf euphemisms for death.
I see.
You understand what we're talking about?
Yeah, in other words, a Keebler elf would never say he died.
No.
He
They would
always
have
say-
some other way of expressing that.
I see.
Here we go. Top 10 Keebler elf euphemisms for death. Number 10, bit the big morsel. Number 9. Failed his freshness test. Number 8, on the cooling rack. Number 7, bought the Pepperidge Farm. Number 6, gone to aisle 3. Number 5, creamy casket filling. Number 4, owl bait. Number 3, super fudge-orifically dead. Number 2, overbaked. And number 1, somebody get the mini vac. You know, I think what we're going to have to do is go out there and get that page. We're going to have to kidnap her and deprogram her now that she's been out there with Richard.
I think you're right.
You know, you can't go anywhere these days without running into somebody's top 10 list. Here's a copy of the current October McCalls. Do you have this, Paul? You get it at home,
Yeah,
don't
I
you?
picked that one up.
Yeah.
Way over here.
And see what I mean? America's 10 sexiest men over 60. And then it gives you the guys who's on the list. For example, John Huston is on the list, Lee Iacocca, Norman Mailer, so on and so forth, Cary Grant, Frank Sinatra. That's a top 10 list. Here, Paul, the new edition of Good Housekeeping, September, with Meryl Streep. Or, well, no, it's not Meryl Streep, it's Diane Sawyer. I don't know. Don't they look a little alike, Meryl and Diane?
Which one is that again now?
This is Diane Sawyer.
Diane Sawyer, yeah.
Yeah, Diane Sawyer. Okay, now there's a top 10 list in here. Most admired men poll. And they want you to pick your most admired men for their top 10 list. And it's a little poll there. So because these things are so popular and such solid network television programming material, we've decided tonight, now comes the joke, we've decided tonight, see, all of that is the setup. Here comes the joke. We're going to start our own top 10 list, and tonight, I think we got a pretty good one. Tonight will be Late Night's top 10 words that almost rhyme with peas. Okay. Number 10, we have heats. Number 9 is rice. Number 8 is moss. Number 7, we have ties.
Well, it's a little late.
What happened?
We were going to score this whole thing for
This
you.
was a little drum roll. Yeah. Where now? I lost my place. Where were? Oh, number 7 is ties. Number 6 is needs. Number 5 is lens. Number 4 is ice. Number 3 is kind of a surprise, nurse. Number 2, we're getting very close now, is leaks. And the number 1 word that almost rhymes with peas, according to our poll, is meats. We'll have those from time to time, with or without the music. We don't know yet. But
Yeah. Maybe without.
No, I like the music. You didn't like the music?
No, I did. We were a little late.
You don't like playing along, do you?
No. I love it. We were
You don't like playing along?
just a little embarrassed because we jumped in a little late there.
It's not that you don't like playing along.
I love to play any game you want to play.
All right.
What would you like to play?
Well, no, it's time to get on with the big telecast.
Okay.
By the way, if you're just joining us, I'm still writing 5761 on my check.
You crazy nut!
I wish I had either more jokes on the card or more cards with jokes.
I
But
would say.
that's it right there. Here's good news. It's tonight's top 10 list, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try this. I think this is going to be pretty good. Tonight's top 10 list, the category things that almost rhyme with the word hat.
All right. Is this topical at all?
Well, no, it's not topical. It's sort of interesting.
I see. Okay. All right. If it's interesting, it doesn't have to be funny. Am I right?
Well, we'll see.
All right.
We'll
Okay.
just see how it turns out.
I see. All right. Okay.
Top 10 things now, think about this, that they don't rhyme precisely, almost rhyme with hat.
Got it.
Hat. The password is hat. Here we go. Number 10, ham. Remember, as Paul pointed out, they don't need to be funny because they're interesting.
You see?
Number 9, hats. Number 8, lap. Number 7, meat. Here we go. I think this will heat things up. Number 6, snatch. Number 5, almost rhyming with hat. Number 5, Pabst. Pabst.
That one's funny. To me.
Yeah.
To me.
Number 4, cyber sex chat. By the way, I just want to remind people, computer owners, I am still publishing my erotic newsletter. Number 3, late show stagehand Pat Farmer. Nice going, Pat Farmer. There he is, Pat Farmer. Pat.
Thanks, Dave.
Number 2, Matt Lauer. Now that is interesting. That's all that is.
Part of it actually does. The first part of it actually does
Oh,
rhyme
that's the
with
interesting
hat.
part, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. The other part has no relationship at all.
Thank you, Dr. IQ. And the number one thing that almost rhymes with hat, ass. We prove it virtually every night. Professional comedy is not easy.